Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to take a look at some of the strange, mysterious, and some funny things that have been found written on Egyptian tombs. Now, when we think of Egyptian tombs, we think of these amazing pieces of history that are over 3,000 years old and hold the remains of some of the most influential people in Egypt's history. They can be beautiful structures made with the finest materials and craftsmanship, but they also have something else in common. The hieroglyphics, these writings, are what really bring these tombs to life, telling us about the person who is entombed there and what their life was like. They also tell us about Egyptian culture, religion, and history. But what happens when these ancient texts don't tell the whole story, or when they tell a story that is completely different from what we were led to believe? Today, we're going to explore some of the strange and mysterious things that have been found written on Egyptian tombs that have left experts baffled. So get ready to take a journey back in time and discover the secrets that lie within these ancient walls. First up, the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead is one of the most well-known ancient texts ever discovered, and it's also one of the most mysterious. This ancient Egyptian funerary text was created between 2700 BC and 50 AD and contains a collection of spells, hymns, and incantations that were intended to help the deceased person's soul navigate the underworld and reach the field of reeds. The Book of the Dead is filled with strange and mysterious imagery, including depictions of demons, gods, and the various obstacles that the dead must overcome on their journey through the underworld. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Book of the Dead is the use of magic. The spells and incantations contained within its pages were intended to be used by priests or family members of the deceased to aid the dead person's soul. For example, one spell might be used to protect the body from being desecrated by animals or other harmful creatures, while another might be used to help the soul overcome a particular obstacle in the underworld. It's important to note that the ancient Egyptians believed that the journey through the underworld was not a one-way trip. Instead, it was seen as a cyclical process that the soul would have to undertake repeatedly. This belief led to the inclusion of spells and incantations in the Book of the Dead that were designed to help the soul return to the body at certain times, such as during the night or at certain seasons. Overall, the Book of the Dead is a fascinating and complex text that offers a unique window into the beliefs and practices of the ancient Egyptians. Its strange and mysterious contents continue to baffle and intrigue scholars today. The Shabaka Stone. The Shabaka Stone is an ancient Egyptian granite stele that was discovered in 1834 by Italian explorer Giovanni Battista Belzoni. It's named after the Italian consul in Egypt at the time, General Luigi Ristori, Marquis of San Sat. Though the stone was discovered in 1834, it wasn't until 1965 that it was properly deciphered and translated by American Egyptologist James P. Allen. The inscription on the obelisk is known as the King List because it contains a list of ancient Egyptian rulers from the 13th dynasty to the 23rd dynasty. It covers a period of approximately 500 years and includes the names of more than 80 pharaohs. What makes the Shabaka stone so significant is that it provides valuable information about ancient Egyptian history and culture. For example, the list of kings helps historians to understand the chronology of ancient Egypt and the succession of rulers during different dynasties. It also provides insight into the political and cultural changes that occurred throughout this period, such as the rise and fall of different regions and the influence of foreign powers. Additionally, the Shabaka stone is important because it's one of the few surviving examples of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic writing. By studying the inscription, scholars can learn more about the evolution of the hieroglyphic system and the language used by the ancient Egyptians. The Rosetta Stone. This is one of the most famous archaeological finds of all time. The Rosetta Stone is a basalt stone slab that was discovered in 1799 by French soldiers during Napoleon's campaign in Egypt. It contains a decree issued by the priests of the Egyptian goddess Isis in the year 196 BC. The decree praises the virtues of Ptolemy V and declares him king of Egypt. What makes the Rosetta Stone so significant is that it contains the same text inscribed in 3 different scripts: Hieroglyphic, Demotic, and Ancient Greek. This trilingual nature of the Rosetta Stone made it possible to decipher the hieroglyphic script, which had been undeciphered for centuries. The process of deciphering hieroglyphics began with the work of French scholars Jean-François Champollion and Thomas Young. They were able to determine the names of some of the Egyptian rulers mentioned in the Rosetta Stone, and eventually they were able to translate the entire text. The Rosetta Stone has had a profound impact on our understanding of ancient Egypt. It has enabled us to unlock the secrets of hieroglyphic writing and to learn more about the history, culture, and religion of this ancient civilization. Before the discovery of the Rosetta Stone, very little was known about ancient Egypt because its writing system was undeciphered. With the ability to read hieroglyphics, scholars have been able to make sense of thousands of ancient Egyptian texts and artifacts, which has greatly advanced our knowledge of this civilization. The mysterious Sir Flinders Petrie. Sir Flinders Petrie was a pioneer in the field of Egyptology who made significant contributions to our understanding of ancient Egypt. He was born in 1853 in England and died in 1942 in Cairo, Egypt. Petrie was a self-taught Egyptologist who began his career by excavating at the Egyptian site of Heliopolis. He quickly gained a reputation for his meticulous and scientific approach to archaeology and his ability to uncover new and exciting discoveries. Petrie was one of the first archaeologists to recognize the importance of preserving the context of an excavation. He carefully recorded the location and position of every artifact he found, which allowed future researchers to better understand the history of the site. Petrie made several important discoveries during his career, including the tombs of several ancient Egyptian nobles and the lost city of Tel el-Marna. He also helped to map and excavate many other important sites in Egypt, such as the pyramids of Giza and the Valley of the Kings. Petrie was knighted in 1923 for his contributions to Egyptology, and he continued to work in Egypt until his death in 1942. Despite his significant contributions to the field, Petrie's work has been the subject of controversy and debate in recent years. Some scholars have criticized his methods and his theories, and have challenged his status as a pioneer in Egyptology. However, despite the criticism, Petrie's legacy as one of the most important and influential Egyptologists of the 20th century remains secure. His meticulous excavations and his commitment to scientific research helped to lay the foundation for modern Egyptology, and his discoveries continue to fascinate and inspire people around the world. Ancient Egyptian curse tablets. Curse tablets are small pieces of material such as metal, wood, or stone that bear inscriptions or carvings of curses. These curses were typically intended to harm or bring bad luck to a specific person or entity. In ancient Egypt, curse tablets were often used to curse thieves or grave robbers who attempted to steal valuable items from tombs or to ward off evil spirits that were believed to cause illness or misfortune. The practice of using curse tablets was widespread in ancient Egypt, and there are numerous examples that have been discovered in archaeological excavations. One of the most famous Egyptian curse tablets is the so-called Curse of the Tomb of Akhenaten, which is a copper tablet that was found in the tomb of the Egyptian pharaoh Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti. The tablet contains a curse that is directed against anyone who disturbs the tomb, and it warns that they will be cursed with blindness and madness. Another example of an Egyptian curse tablet is the Curse of the Serdab, which is a curse that was carved into the wall of a tomb at the entrance to the burial chamber. This curse was intended to warn off grave robbers, and it typically included threats of physical harm or supernatural retribution. The discovery of curse tablets in Egyptian tombs and other archaeological sites has provided valuable insight into the religious beliefs and cultural practices of ancient Egyptian society. They demonstrate the Egyptians' belief in the power of curses and their fear of the supernatural, as well as their concern with protecting their tombs and their treasures. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.